The world doesn't get you, does it? They label you aloof, strange, or unreadable, but you know it's not a flaw, it's your edge. They see a shadow where you see a fortress. You're not here to be understood, you're here to be free. Welcome to Sigma Male Community, where we forge the mindset of men who walk their own path, unapologetically. Today we're diving into 11 reasons why Sigma males are misunderstood on purpose, and why that's not just a quirk. It's a deliberate strategy rooted in Stoic mastery. This isn't about fitting into their boxes, it's about shattering them. Stay sharp, stay engaged, and let's uncover the art of thriving in a world that's wired to misread you. 1. The low-value Mirage, simulating social camouflage. You've seen it, a room full of posturing egos clashing like swords, everyone scrambling to prove their worth. The Sigma? He's the ghost in the corner, radiating calculated disinterest, blending into the background like a predator stalking prey. He doesn't broadcast status. He cloaks it, letting others mistake his silence for insignificance. This isn't weakness, it's a masterclass in stealth. By projecting eccentricity or indifference, he slips beneath the radar of alphas flexing for dominance and betas begging for approval. The hierarchy dismisses him as awkward or disconnected, and that's exactly where he wants to be, unseen, unthreatened, free to observe every move, every weakness. When the moment demands it, his competence erupts, shattering expectations with surgical precision. The stunned faces, the recalculating glances, they're the wreckage of their own misjudgment. He didn't climb the ladder, he was never on it. Stoicism fuels this. Self-mastery means never needing external validation, only the clarity to strike when the time is right. This Mirage isn't about hiding weakness, it's about weaponizing perception. The Sigma understands that attention is a trap, drawing you into petty games and power struggles. By staying low value in others' eyes, he conserves energy, sidesteps conflict, and positions himself as the unseen arbiter of outcomes. Imagine a chessboard where every piece is obsessed with its own rank, king, queen, pawn, while the Sigma moves like a shadow, untouchable, unnoticed until checkmate. This deliberate undervaluation is his force multiplier, rooted in the Stoic principle of controlling what you reveal and when. The world misreads him because he designed it that way, and in that misreading lies his freedom to act without chains. 3. The fractured timeline, shattering linear identity. Most men cling to a predictable story. Their past defines them, their present confirms it, their future extends it. The Sigma? He shatters that narrative like glass. Yesterday's quiet analyst might be tomorrow's ruthless strategist, with no apology or explanation. He doesn't owe you a consistent self, because he rejects the cage of linear identity. This fluidity isn't indecision, it's sovereignty. By discarding past labels and dodging future projections, he becomes untraceable, unpredictable, untouchable. The world wants a script to pin him down, but he burns the pages, operating as a sequence of deliberate context-driven moves. Stoicism's rational focus drives this. Why be bound by a story when you can rewrite the rules with every step? This fractured timeline frustrates those who need boxes to feel secure. They call him inconsistent because they can't track him, but that's the point. Predictability is a leash, the Sigma cuts it. Imagine a man who walks away from a corporate empire to live off-grid, then returns as a decisive leader in a new arena. No warning, no justification. His refusal to be defined by a single arc makes him a ghost to systems that thrive on control. Stoic resilience means he doesn't fear the discomfort of reinvention. He embraces it as liberation. The world misunderstands this as chaos, but it's calculated freedom, a refusal to be chained by their expectations or his own past. 4. The Reciprocity Saboteur, unplugging from social programming. Society runs on unspoken deals. You smile, I smile back, you share, I owe you. These are the invisible threads of conformity, and the Sigma cuts them without hesitation. He doesn't mirror your mood to make you comfortable. He doesn't validate your opinions for approval. He doesn't trade vulnerability just because you did. This feels cold, even alien, to those wired for automatic reciprocity, but it's not cruelty, it's fierce independence. By refusing to play the social script, he forces interactions into raw, intentional territory, where every response is a choice, not an obligation. Stoic self-mastery demands this. Why let programmed rhythms dictate your actions when you can control the game? This sabotage of reciprocity is why Sigmas are misjudged as distant or aloof. People expect a transaction, but the Sigma offers none, dismantling the levers others use to manipulate. Imagine a colleague fishing for praise only to get a neutral nod. His frustration is the sound of a broken script. The Sigma's attention is a rare currency, earned through merit, not given to appease. This isn't about isolation, it's about power, the power to define the terms of every exchange. Stoicism's emphasis on rational choice shines here. He engages on his terms, not society's, leaving others scrambling to understand a man who refuses their invisible contracts. That's not a misunderstanding, it's a declaration of freedom. 5. The ghost in the grid, calibrated misalignment. Rebellion screams for attention, the Sigma whispers divergence. He stands just off-center. His style subtly defies the norm, his contributions land outside the script, his smile never quite matches his calculating eyes. This isn't sloppy nonconformity, it's precision-engineered misalignment. By staying just below society's radar, he avoids being targeted as a threat while exploiting the system's blind spots. He's present but untethered, a ghost moving through the grid without ever being part of it. The world senses something off but can't pin it down, and that's his edge. Uncategorizable, unpunishable, uncontrollable. Stoic detachment fuels this. Why align with a system when you can navigate it on your own terms? This calibrated misalignment makes Sigma seem strange or elusive, but that's the design. Overt defiance triggers resistance. Subtle divergence slips through the cracks. Picture a man at a corporate gala, dressed just different enough to stand out but not enough to be called out. His presence is felt, but his motives are unreadable. He leverages the system's rules without bowing to its spirit, a stoic balance of participation and independence. The world misreads this as quirkiness or detachment, but it's strategic freedom, a refusal to be integrated into a machine that demands conformity. By staying a ghost in the grid, the Sigma moves with purpose, untouchable by the systems that bind others. 6. The patternless predator, withholding rhythms. Most men leak their patterns, how they think, what sets them off when they soften. The Sigma? He's a black box, scrambling his signals with ruthless intent. One day he's warm and engaging, the next he's ice-cold and distant. His decisions seem random, his emotions unpredictable. This isn't chaos, it's behavioral cryptography, designed to deny you a roadmap to his mind. People crave patterns to feel secure, but the Sigma starves them of it, leaving them lost in their own assumptions. This psychological guerrilla warfare exhausts those trying to pin him down, while he gathers intel from their confusion. Stoic emotional control makes this possible. Why give away your rhythm when you can weaponize its absence? This patternless nature is why Sigmas are called erratic or unreadable. They don't hide secrets, they hide the very structure of their thinking. Imagine a rival trying to predict his next move, only to find every encounter different, direct one day, silent the next. The frustration isn't a side effect, it's the strategy. By withholding consistency, he denies others the leverage to manipulate or control him. Stoicism's focus on inner clarity over external approval drives this. He doesn't need your understanding to thrive. The world's confusion is his shield, letting him move like a predator through a forest of predictable prey, always one step ahead, always untouchable. 7. The fog of war, exploiting interpretive gaps. Sigmas don't explain themselves, they cultivate ambiguity like a battlefield fog. Their words are vague but deliberate, their actions open to interpretation, their emotions a half-light that invites projection. You're forced to fill the gaps with your own assumptions, arguing over what he really meant, while he watches untouched. This isn't confusion, it's strategy. By letting you wrestle with uncertainty, he turns your need for clarity into his camouflage. The world misreads him because he wants it to, using your imagination as a veil to mask his true position. Stoic rationality powers this. Why clarify when ambiguity gives you control? This fog of war makes Sigma seem mysterious or detached, but it's a calculated play. People's compulsion to resolve uncertainty hands him the keys to their psyche. Picture a colleague debating whether his neutral response was approval or disdain. They're distracted, second-guessing while he's already 3 moves ahead. The less you know, the more you invent, and the Sigma uses that invention to maneuver unchallenged. Stoicism's emphasis on detachment from others' perceptions fuels this. He doesn't need your approval or understanding, only the freedom to operate in the shadows of your assumptions. The world's misinterpretation isn't a mistake, it's his battlefield advantage. 8. The Asymmetric Architect, Engineering Relational Imbalance. Relationships demand balance, give and take equal investment. The Sigma rejects this. He gives less than expected, responds slower, stays intellectually detached even when present. This isn't coldness, it's structural engineering. Symmetry breeds expectation, and expectation is a cage. By creating subtle imbalance, he controls the tempo and depth of every connection, refusing to be bound by invisible contracts. Others, sensing the asymmetry, overinvest, over-reveal, chasing his approval without realizing they've surrendered leverage. Stoic independence drives this. Why trade freedom for comfort when you can dictate the terms of every bond? This imbalance makes Sigma seem distant or uncommitted, but that's the point. Their unfair dynamic isn't rejection, it's preservation of sovereignty. Imagine a friend pouring out their soul, expecting the same, only to get a measured nod. Frustrated, they double down, revealing more while the Sigma stays untouched. This isn't cruelty, it's power rooted in Stoic self-control. He engages on his terms, pivoting or vanishing without debt. The world calls it aloofness, but it's architecture. Relationships built to maximize his freedom while minimizing obligation. By designing imbalance, he ensures he's never trapped, always the one who decides when to stay or walk away. 9. The nonlinear reveal, strategic delay through misdirection. Most men rush to define themselves, spilling strengths and flaws to gain trust. The Sigma waits. He lets you underestimate him, dismiss him, even mock him, all while he gathers intel and maps the terrain. Your misconceptions aren't a problem, they're his smokescreen. He appears passive or unimpressive, but behind the veil, he's analyzing, planning, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When his true capability emerges, sharp, decisive, undeniable, it's a shockwave dismantling your entire understanding of him. Stoic patience fuels this. Why reveal your hand when delay gives you the upper hand? This strategic delay is why Sigma seem unpredictable or underestimated. They don't correct your false assumptions, they weaponize them. Picture a competitor laughing at his quiet demeanor, only to be outmaneuvered when he unveils a masterstroke they never saw coming. The world's misjudgment is his chessboard, and he plays it with ruthless precision. Stoicism's focus on timing and restraint makes this possible. He doesn't need to prove himself now when he can dominate later. Your misunderstanding is his trap, and when he springs it, the fallout redefines the game. He's not random, he's a master of misdirection, turning your errors into his victory. 10. The dead zone, filtration through cognitive firewalls. Relatability is a trap. Shallow chatter, cheap empathy, predictable connection. The Sigma builds a dead zone, a psychological barrier where superficial signals die. His responses are sharp, his presence curated, his accessibility earned. Only those with profound clarity or emotional precision breach his walls. The rest are filtered out by design. This isn't arrogance, it's elite protection, shielding him from the noise of groupthink and manipulation. His circle is small, potent, built on depth, not validation. Stoic focus drives this. Why waste energy on the trivial when you can guard your mind like a fortress? This dead zone makes Sigma seem cold or unapproachable, but that's the filter at work. Imagine a coworker trying to bond with small talk, only to hit a wall of polite detachment. They're frustrated, but he's unscathed, his focus intact. The world misreads this as isolation, but it's strategic curation, rooted in Stoic clarity. By blocking shallow connections, he preserves his autonomy and sharpens his strategic depth. Only the worthy, those who match his intensity or insight, gain entry. In a world drowning in noise, the Sigma's dead zone is his sanctuary, ensuring he's surrounded by signal, not static, and always in control of who gets close. 11. The adaptive exoskeleton, fluid identity as armor. Most men build monuments to a fixed self, past triumphs, future goals, a single story. The Sigma treats identity like a weapon, shedding and forging personas with surgical precision. One day he's the quiet observer, the next a charismatic leader, then a ruthless negotiator. This isn't deception, it's authentic adaptability, a living algorithm optimizing for each moment's demands. He rejects the cage of a static narrative, making him untraceable, unpredictable, immune to others' expectations. Stoic freedom fuels this. Why be bound by who you were when you can become what the mission requires? This fluid identity makes Sigma seem inconsistent or enigmatic, but it's their ultimate armor. Picture a man navigating a high-stakes deal, shifting from detached analyst to commanding presence without a trace of contradiction. It's not chaos, it's mastery. The world struggles to pin him down because he's never the same man twice, always evolving to outmaneuver the context. Stoicism's rejection of external definitions empowers this. He doesn't need your labels or his own past to define him. His identity is a tool, not a temple, wielded with precision to stay sovereign, untethered, and forever free. The world's misunderstanding isn't a flaw, it's the proof of his unyielding independence. You've just walked through the 11 reasons why Sigma males are misunderstood on purpose, and if this hit you, it's because you feel the fracture, the quiet power of living in the world but not of it. This is your call to own that fracture, to wield it like a blade, to carve your path with the stoic clarity and resilience that define the Sigma mindset. Sigma male community isn't just a channel, it's your forge for self-mastery, a guide for men who refuse to bend to the world's scripts. Hit that like button if this sparked something in you. Drop a comment with your thoughts. Let's hear how you navigate the misperceptions. Share this video with the men in your circle who need to hear this truth. And if you're subscribed, turn on that notification bell to never miss the wisdom we're building here. Keep forging your path, stay sovereign, and we'll see you in the next one.